Hello, children. I hope you are doing well today. So, let's do the next lesson of UAE SST for grade 6 Gold. We have the learning objectives. We explain economic issues involved with using gold as currency, to analyze how the value of currency can be protected. The CC link, it is linked with economics. The value of a nation's currency is strongly tied to the value of its imports and exports. The UAE link. UAE has a good quality of gold available at reasonable prices in its gold souks. Now here we have the warm-up brainstorm question. The question is from your textbook. You can go through the answer. You can add some more points of your own, children. We come to the lesson. So throughout human history, gold has been symbol of wealth and value. Its almost magical appearance made it a valuable commodity, so it was natural to use it as a medium of exchange. So they have given you the reason why gold was selected to be the commodity of exchange. Prior to this money of gold coins, we had the barter system in which the goods were exchanged for goods. But that created lots and lots of problems and shortcomings. So the people switched over from barter system to money economy. So they introduced the gold coins in the beginning. But there were certain problems which came along with it. Around 4000 BCE, Egyptians started making gold bars to use as money. They measured and weighed their gold to give it a consistent value. Over time, as trade developed, gold coins began to be used as they were easier to be carried and could be made into different values. So, see how the money evolved. So, earlier, the Egyptians were the first people to use gold bars as money, and then slowly and steadily, when they found that there were certain problems evolved in this gold bars, then they came up with this gold coins. Why? Because it was easier to be carried and it could be made of different denominations. The age of discovery. Trade and commerce were flourishing during the age of discovery. Within 200 years, Europeans had explored, mapped, and established trade routes all over the world. With this increase in trade came an increase in the need for currency that could be used everywhere. So, currency became a need of the time. Why? Because the trade was flourishing, it was growing. So, you need a buyer and a seller. A buyer who is going to get the things from the seller by exchanging the gold coins. So, the currency was the need of an hour. Now, there were certain shortcomings of the coins too. For hundreds of years, gold and silver coins had been used as currency. However, coins were difficult to produce as it required a lot of hard work and efforts of being mined. That is, from the ground, they do the mining, and then this metal is removed, and then it is melted into shapes. Also, coins were heavy and difficult to travel with. So you should agree to this fact. If you have coins, you just take the coins in one hand, say 10 to 15 coins in one hand. In the other hand, you take the equal amount of paper money. Obviously, you will end up feeling that the paper money is far better than the gold coins or the silver coins. Okay, so this was the problem in those days, that coins were difficult to be carried, it was heavy and difficult to be mined, melted into shape. All that took a pretty long time. Bigger problems of coins was of devalue. For example, gold coins could be made entirely of gold, but there were some people who used to color it with gold. So they just had the gold plating, but containing very less of gold in those coins, and spent it as if they were 100% gold coins. So that was like cheating. So the gold coins should be purely a gold coin made up of only one metal gold. But the people did the cheating. They did the plating of the gold, and inside were the other metal used. One solution was to stamp each coin with a symbol or a picture, usually the face of the king. This allowed the traders and the merchants to verify whether the coins were genuine or not. The one which comes from the king's mint, that is the place where the currencies are being or the coins are being made. So that is known as mint. So the coins which came from the government mint are said to be the real genuine coins. But the coins which are made by the local blacksmith, goldsmith, or silversmith, so that is not a genuine coin, it's a fake one. Steps taken by Queen Elizabeth I. However, by 1540s, the devaluing of coins, especially the silver, was at its worst. That means many people were circulating the coins made by the local silversmith or goldsmith, and they were using those coins than the one which came from the government mint. In 1546, for example, many silver coins contained 25% of real silver. Rest all, that is the 75% of that silver coin, did not have silver metal in it, but had some other cheap metal in it. Different English kings and queens tried to solve the problem, but in 1560, Queen Elizabeth I, which you can see in the picture over here, finally took control of Britain's finances. What the first thing she did was that she revalued all the coins in circulation. Then she established strict punishments to anyone who tried to make their own cheaper coins. That means the silver coins which were made from her mint, from her government mint, that was said to be the genuine one. But the ones which were copied, a fake one, if she came to know about it, that the fake coins were made by some local people, then she used to give them strict punishments. Then comes the use of paper currency. Paper money was first used in China around 618 CE. The Chinese and then the Mongols used paper money as a medium of exchange for over 500 years. It was also tried in Persia, present day Iran, in 1294 CE, when the Persian king issued paper money to his citizens. However, it didn't succeed in Persia. That means it was a hit in China as well as in Mongolia, but this paper money didn't work well in Iran or in Persia, in other words. Traders didn't trust paper money and refused to use it. This is what it happens when we are introduced to something new. We take time to accept the change. So over here, the Europeans were also not so happily accepting the change from gold and silver coins. They have to switch over to the paper money. They were not ready to accept that change. It took almost 200 years for them to realize that, okay, fine, now we can switch over from gold and silver coins, and the better option is to go for a paper money because it is very quick. It could be made very quickly without going into the mining activity and shaping it and all that. So it's just a very quick form of money which could be minted as soon as possible as the need arises. So Europe was also not ready to accept this paper money in the 16th century. European traders preferred more of coins of gold and silver because the values of gold and silver were more easily understood by them. But now we are so tuned into this paper money that we don't feel a need for a gold and the silver coins. So the times have changed. People have accepted this change. But it took 200 years, that is in the mid 1800s CE, for the Europeans to trust paper money. Here comes the plenary. I have put up some questions from the book. You can go through these questions. If you are able to answer these questions, that means you have understood the lesson well. Here is activity 1 from your textbook. You can see the questions and the answer and can complete the textbook. Then comes activity 2, wherein they have asked us the advantages of the gold coins and the paper money. In activity 2 continuation, it is the gold coin and the paper money's disadvantages. So every coin has got the pros and the cons. So the advantages and disadvantages are put up over here. You can go through, you can add some more points of your own. Then this is activity 3 again from your textbook. There are certain pictures, and with the help of those pictures you can write below the names of the places where such currencies were used. Then comes the activity 4 again from your textbook. They have asked us certain questions. There are 4 tiny questions over there. So these are the answers for it. So thank you so much viewers for watching my channel, and if you have really liked it, then please give me a thumbs up so that I get motivated to make some new videos for you, interesting videos for you. And if you haven't subscribed, then again I wrap up the video by a humble request that please do subscribe, share it with your friends, with your relatives, so even they can get benefited by this UESST. Okay, take care and see you next time with my some new videos. Till then, bye bye.